Welcome to another topic on polygons. When we talk about a polygon, these are figures with at least 3 straight sides and angles. We have 2 types of polygons. That's a regular polygon and an irregular polygon. When we talk about a regular polygon, has all angles equal and all sides equal. Otherwise, if all angles and all sides are not equal, then we call it an irregular polygon. We can see in this example, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All the 5 sides are equal, and all these angles are equal. All these angles are equal, and therefore this is a regular polygon. But this is an irregular polygon because this side, you can see it is not equal to this side, they are not equal to this. The sides are not equal, and hence the angles are not equal, and therefore we say it is an irregular polygon. Examples of polygons that we have include, that is, we started with a tree. It must be at least a 3-sided figure, and a 3-side figure that with all sides equal, we call it a triangle, or somebody can call it a trigon. It can also be called trigon or triangle. Triangle can also be called trigon. It is 3-sided figure and the shape looks like this one, and it is usually 60 degrees each, because if all sides are equal, then remember 60-60, this is an equilateral triangle. All the sides are equal, so, and some of our triangle add up to 180 degrees. So each interior angle is 60 degrees. When we talk about a quadrilateral, that is a tetragon. We call it a tetragon. Quadrilateral can also be called a tetragon. A tetragon or quadrilateral. Tetragon is also quadrilateral. That is a 4-sided figure. 4-sided figure, and each angle is 90 degrees. Each interior angle is 90 degrees. When we talk about a pentagon, pentagon means it is 5-sided. Remember, fourth we said it is tetragon. Third is trigon. Pentagon is 5-sided figure, or 5-sided figure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5-sided figure, and each interior angle is 180 degrees. There is 6-sided figure, we call it an hexagon. 6-sided figure, we call it an hexagon, and each interior angle is 120 degrees. 7-sided figure, we call it a heptagon, can also be called septagon. It can be called heptagon or septagon, 7-sided figure, heptagon or septagon, and each interior angle is 128.571 degrees. The 8-sided figure is called an octagon. 8-sided figure is called octagon, that is, it is 8-sided figure, each interior angle is 135 degrees. 9-sided figure is called nonagon. It's called nonagon, or somebody can also call it enneagon or nonagon. In simple terms, we call it nonagon. It is 9-sided figure. 9-sided figure, and each interior angle is 140 degrees. 10-sided figure, we call it decagon. We call it decagon. 10-sided figure, we call it a decagon, and each interior angle is 144 degrees. All others also have names, but I decided to reach up to 10 sides figure for the understanding of our system. Now, let's talk about a regular polygon. How do we find the sum? We have seen the sums of each polygon, each interior angle of a polygon. Like for a triangle, we have said each interior angle is 60 degrees. So how do we find, remember the sum now is 180. How do we find that sum? There is a formula that is for a regular polygon, sum of interior angle, it is 2n minus 90 minus 4 into brackets 90 degrees. Or somebody can easily say it is 180 degrees, because if you open this bracket, it will be 90 times 2 is 180 degrees minus 360 degrees, which if you simplify can be 180 degrees into bracket n minus 2. 180 degrees into n minus 2 is the same as this one. where n is the number of sides. In this case, we talk about n, which stands for the number of sides. So therefore, from the formula, if I stick on this, let me be using 180 degrees into brackets n minus 2. If I use 180 degrees into brackets n minus 2, is the same as this one, but let me stick on this. So when I talk about 180 degrees into n minus 2, so I want, this is the sum of the interior angles of a regular, it must be a regular polygon. If this is the sum, to get each interior angle, it is the sum divided by the number of sides. Each interior angle equals to the sum, which is 180 degrees into brackets n minus 2 divided by n, which is the number of sides. And therefore, from here, we can make n the subject. N is equals to sum over each interior angle. So n is equals to the sum over each interior angle. And the sum is 180 into n minus 2 over each interior angle. And when we talk about an exterior angle, is another formula that you need to note. That an exterior angle plus interior angle add up to 180 degrees. Exterior angle plus interior angle add up to, of a regular polygon. Remember, we are talking about a regular polygon. Add up to 180 degrees. And another thing you need to note is about sum of exterior angles. Sum of exterior angles of a regular polygon add up to 360 degrees. Sum of exterior angles of a regular polygon add up to 360 degrees. So therefore, we can say that each exterior angle equals to the total sum divided by the number of sides, which is n. 360 degrees divided by n. Meaning that if we can find each of the exterior angle equals to 360 degrees divided by n, and therefore n equals to 360 degrees divided by each exterior angle. N equals to 360 degrees divided by each of the exterior angle. So these are the formulas that we shall be using. If you understand these formulas, you are able to apply them, and therefore we shall use this to solve all manner of examples in this topic, polygons. So we'll start with example number 1 as follows. About the example number 1, find the sum of interior angles of a regular polygon with 14 sides. We know how to find the sum. Now, we have said that to find the sum of interior angles, we have said sum equals to 180 degrees, like we have said, 180 degrees into brackets n minus 2. That is the sum. And that is find the sum of interior angles of a regular polygon with 14 sides. Remember, the sides are 14. So the sum will be equal to 180 degrees into brackets 14 minus 2. So this will be equal to 180 degrees times 12. 14 minus 2 is 12 times 12. So this gives you 180 times 12 times 12. 180 times 12 gives you 180 times 12. It gives you 2160 degrees. It gives you 2160 degrees. That's the sum of interior angles of this regular polygon with 14 sides. Now, question number 2. Find the number of sides of a polygon whose sum of interior angle is given by 6 right angles. So that means we can first of all find the sum of that interior angles. Sum of the interior angles. We have said it is given by 6 right angles, and 6 right angles equals to 90. So it is 6 times 90 times 90, 6 times 90 degrees. This gives you 540 degrees. That gives you 540 degrees. That gives you 540 degrees. That gives you 540 degrees. Now, that is the sum, and we are told the sum of the interior is now 540 degrees. So we find the number of sides of polygon whose sum of interior angle is that. So we know to get the number of sides, if we use this formula, that find the number of sides of a polygon. Now we have the sum, so we can easily say that 180, remember the sum is 180 degrees, 180 degrees into brackets n minus 2. This gives you 540 degrees. Because this is a multiplication, I can decide to divide by 180 degrees in both sides. I divide by 180 degrees. So 180 and 180 cancels. So I remain with n minus 2 to be equal to, and minus 2 equals to 540 divided by 180. 540 divided by 180. Press your calculator, you get it's 3. It is 3. So that means if I say that n minus 2 equals to 3, I can take 2 the other side. That means n equals to 3 plus 2 plus 2, because this comes to the other side and changes the sign. So n equals to 5 sides. Five sides. So those are the number of sides. Question number 3. The size of an interior angle of a regular polygon is 156 degrees. The size of an interior angle of a regular polygon is 156 degrees. That is an interior angle. Find the number of sides of the polygon. So if you know the size is 156 degrees, and we know to find each interior angle, we use the formula to find each interior angle is 180 degrees. That is each interior. That is each interior angle equals to 180 degrees into brackets n minus 2 divided by n to get each interior angle. So we can easily say that each interior angle is 156. So we can say 156 equals to 180n. We can open that bracket to be 180n minus 360. 180n minus 360 degrees all over n. I multiply both sides by n. I will have 156n equals to 180 n minus 360. Minus 360, like terms together. So if I take this to this 180 n, if I take it to this other side, it will be negative 24, because 156 minus 180 is negative 24. N equals to negative 360 degrees. I divide by negative 24 in both sides. If I divide by negative 24 in both sides, I will have negative 24 n divided by negative 24 gives you negative 360 divided by negative 360 degrees divided by negative 24. So that means my n is 15. 360 divided by 24, n equals to 15. So those are the number of sides. The number of sides are 15. N equals to 15. N equals to 15. So these are the number of sides. Okay, somebody can also think about, we are given interior angle, and we know interior angle plus exterior angle, that is all, or you could say exterior angle to be equal to 180 now, because we know exterior angle plus interior angle equals to 180 degrees, so that means exterior angle is equals to 180 degrees minus the interior angle 180 minus 156, and that gives you 24 degrees. This is the each exterior angle, meaning that to get n, it is 360 divided by 24, because we know it is 360. The sum of exterior angle add up to 360, so it will be 360. That is n equals to, from the formula I gave you from above, 360 now divided by 360 all over 24, and that gives you 15. And that gives you 15. So that is how you calculate to find the number of sides. You could either use this, it is longer, you could either use this direct from the formula I gave you, or you also thought of 180 minus 156, because we know interior angle plus exterior angle equals to 180 degrees. 2x, 12x, x plus 40, 140 degrees, 110 degrees, 130 degrees, and 160 degrees. Find the value of the smallest angle. We are told it's a hexagon. First of all, we find the sum of that hexagon, sum of interior angles. We know equals to 180 degrees. We know equals to 180 degrees into brackets n minus 2. We are told this is an hexagon. Hexagon, we said, is six-sided. Hexagon is six-sided. So the sum, that means the sum will be equal to 180 into 6 minus 2, which is the same as 180 times 4. 180 times 4. That is how we get the sum. 180 times 4, if you multiply, you'll get 720 degrees. You will get 720 degrees. That is the sum of the hexagon. If that's the sum, and we are given those each and every part or angle as what we have there, so that means we can equalize all of these to this. So it implies that 2 2x degrees, 2x plus 12x plus 2x plus 12x plus x plus 40 plus x plus 40 plus 110 plus 130 plus 110 plus 130 plus 110 plus 130 plus 110 plus 130 plus 160 all this gives you 720 degrees. 720 degrees. Now if you add this is 2x plus 12x is 14x plus x is 15x, so we shall have 15 x plus this is 40 plus 110, 40 plus 110 plus 130 plus 160. If you add 110 plus 130 plus 160 plus 40, you'll get 440 degrees. It gives you 440 degrees. 130 plus 110 plus 160 plus 40, you'll get 440 degrees. So plus 440 degrees it gives you 720 degrees. 720 degrees. 720 degrees. Now you get that one to be 720 degrees. So I can easily take this the other side, so that 15x equals to 720 minus 440 equals to 720 minus 440. So we shall have 15x equals to 720 minus 440. So 20 degrees minus 440 degrees, that gives you 280. 720 minus 440 gives you 280. So 15x equals to 280 degrees. So you divide by 15 all sides, both sides by 15. You divide by 15 both sides. So that gives you x equals to 280 divided by 15, which is equal to 18.67 degrees. 18.67 degrees. There is a point here. 0.67 degrees. 18.67 degrees. So your x is 18.67 degrees, and we are asking about the smallest. Smallest will be equal to smallest will be 2x. Will be equal to 2x. That is equal to 18.67 times 2, and that smallest angle will be equal to, smallest angle will be 37.34. 37.34 4 degrees. This is our smallest angle. That is the smallest angle. Now, solve for x in the following regular polygon. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is a hexagon. This is a hexagon. So if you realize this is a hexagon, first of all you need to find the sum. Sum of interior angles. Sum of interior angles equals to 180 into n minus 2, and that is will be equal to 180 times hexagon. It is 6 minus 2, which is 4, so times 4, and that gives you 720 degrees. That's the sum of this. So that means if I add all this, I should get 720. So it means that 120, if I start with 120, I will add 5x minus 6, 5x minus 6, I add 5x, and then minus 6, plus 4x plus 14 plus 4x plus 14 plus 7x plus 8x minus 8, 8x minus 8 plus 6x plus 6x plus 6x plus 6. All these should be equal to 720 degrees. So that means I put like terms together. It will have 5x plus 4x, that is 9x. You also add 7x plus 8x plus 6x. All that will give you 30x. If you add like terms together, we shall have 30x. Then you realize that this 120 and this negative 6 plus 14, you will get 8. 8 minus 8 is 0. So the x, this is 0 plus 120, so it means it's 30x plus 120 that gives you equals to 720. 720 degrees. So I take 120 the other side, it will be 30x equals to 720 minus 127 minus 120 degrees that means that x equals to 600. 30x equals to 600 degrees. Now meaning you divide by 30 all through, x will be equal to, if you divide by 30, x will be equal to 600 divided by 30. So x equals to 20 degrees. X equals to 20 degrees. So that is how you are supposed to solve for the value of X here. That's how you solve for the value of X here. Now the last question is that the sum of interior angle of a regular polygon is 24 times the size of the exterior angle. The sum of interior angle of a regular polygon is 24 times the size of exterior angle. So the size of the sum of interior angle of a regular polygon is 24 times. So we know, so that means 24 times that exterior angle, and together an exterior angle is 360 degrees divided by n. So 360 divided by n times 24 will give you the sum of interior angle, and the sum of interior angle is 180 into n minus 2. So that means this tells you that the sum of interior angle of a regular polygon is 24 times the sum of the exterior angle. So this tells you that 180 into brackets n minus 2, this should be equal to 24 times the sum of exterior times the angle of exterior angle times the size of exterior angle, and size of exterior angle is 360 degrees, 360 degrees all over n. That is how we get exterior angle. That is how we get exterior angle. So that means 180n, I can open the brackets here, it will be 180 n minus 360 it will give you 360 times 24. It will give you 360 times 24, which is 8,640. It will give you 8640 all over n. Now what I'll do, I'll have to remove this n here. I multiply by n all through. Okay, I'll do it this side. I'll do it here. I'll do it here. Let me do it using a different color. Let me do it with that color, so that I'll say if I multiply by n all through, it will be n into brackets 180n minus 360, 180n minus 360 degrees. This is equal to 8640 equals to 8640 degrees. Now what I'll do, I open this bracket, it will be 180n squared, 180n squared minus 360n this gives you 8640. So you realize that this can form a quadratic equation. So I will have to rearrange in quadratic form. Ax squared plus bx plus c equals to 0. So it will be 180 n squared minus 360n minus 8640 equals to 0. I divide by 180 all through, so this remains n squared. If I divide by 180 divided by 180 divided by 180 divided by 180 divided by 180, so that gives you n squared. N squared minus 2n, then 860, that is 860 divided by 180, it is minus 48, gives you 48 equals to 0. If we use factorization method, the sum is here. The sum is the sum here is what? Sum, if I use sum equals to negative 2n. Product is the coefficient here times this gives you negative 48. Product negative 48. Now the factors that you can use here in this case, the factors can be, remember, negative 8 plus 6 gives you negative 2, and negative 8 times 6 gives you negative 48. So it is negative 8, that's the factors, negative 8 and 6. So you substitute here with this. So it will be n squared minus 8n plus 6n minus 48, which is equal to 0. That one is equals to 0. Now we factor the 2 and this 2. If I factor the 2, let me finish here now so that I finish the answer. I will have n squared. Now I will have these 2, we shall have n being common, n into n minus 8 plus, common here is 6 into n minus 8, because 6 comes to 48 times, which is equal to 0. So that means n plus 6 equals to 0, or n minus 8 is equals to 0. n plus 6 equals to 0, and n equals to negative 6, or we can say n minus 8 equals to 0, and n equals to what? N equals to 8. We take the positive because number of sides cannot be negative, so we take the positive. If we take the positive, so the value of n equals to 8, and that is what we were asking. Find the number of the sides of the polygon. It's number of sides n equals to 8, and if number of sides is 8, what is the name? The name is, we said, is called octagon. It's called an octagon. We said it's called an octagon. Octagon is an 8-sided figure. We call it an octagon. So thank you for listening to my tutorial, and I ask you to subscribe into my channel so that you'll be able to get my next videos. Thank you for your time.